Another question I have is, what am I entitled to as far as damage is concerned? Am I just entitled to my injuries as far as what my medical costs were, or the damages? I know I can get the damages for my personal injury or my car or whatever injury, but I mean, not injury, but my property losses. But what about how far can I go with, can I take damages for my lost wages, for pain and suffering, all these other things? How much can I actually?
Yeah, so I do two kinds of law, and there's two categories as far as damages go. The first one I'll say is workers' comp in Illinois. So if a person is injured on the job, they're entitled to make a workers' comp claim. And workers' comp works differently than every other kind of case, so I'll talk about that briefly. In a workers' comp case, you are entitled to be paid while you're off work. You're entitled to all of your medical care, which is related to the injuries you sustained. And then when you reach what's called maximum medical improvement, MMI, you're entitled to, it's actually a sort of a strange calculation. Each injury is rated as a percentage of the body part. So for example, a broken arm might be considered 40% of an arm. And you look up that body part on a chart and it tells you the number of weeks of compensation that injury corresponds to. It's sort of this strange formulation that the legislature, the lawmakers in the state of Illinois came up with to keep costs down for employers. So in workers' comp, there's no such thing as pain and suffering and stuff like that, but you do get your medical bills paid, you do get paid while you're off, and then you get a lump sum of money at the end of the case because your body's not the same as it was before the injury. And that lump sum of money is meant to compensate you for that. Now, in every other kind of injury case in the state of Illinois, whether it's a car accident, a fall down, nursing home abuse, dog bite, whatever it is, there are a lot more categories of damages you can get. But the big ones are obviously you can get your medical bills paid for related medical treatment. You can get pain and suffering money. And that's not only pain and suffering from the period of time where the pain was worse when you first sustained your injuries, but if you have a permanent injury that's only a 1 or 2 on a 1 to 10 pain scale, where 1 is very little pain and 10 is excruciating pain, let's say you recover and your pain level is only a 1 or 2, under Illinois law, you're entitled to recover for the fact that you experience 1 or 2 pain on that pain scale for the rest of your life. So you're able to recover future damages and for future medical care. You're also able to recover for lost wages and future lost wages. If there is scarring or disfigurement, you can recover money for that. And you can also recover for psychological injuries, but that's really you have to walk on delicate ground there if you're going to make a claim for emotional or psychological harm for reasons that are probably too complicated for us to get into right now. But I would say the big difference between workers' comp damages and personal injury damages is that in comp, the legislature set the system up to keep damages low, to keep the amount that the injured worker gets low. Whereas in these other kinds of cases, it's a judge and jury, baby. It's a judge and jury. So you get 12 people from the community who hear about the bad things that the defendant corporation did that caused the injuries. And then it's up to the conscience of the judge and these 12 jurors to make a decision that they think is fair. So, luckily in Illinois, we have no caps on damages. And what the jury says goes, subject to a very few rules.
Very good. Let me ask you this now. If I want to get a hold of you or contact you, can you give me a little information about yourself and about your law practice and your contact information?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up in Chicago. I've lived in Chicago my whole life. My office is on LaSalle Street, which, people joke about it being Lawyers Row. It's where all the lawyers have offices, and that's where my office is. I'm at 200 North LaSalle, Suite 2675, and I set up a toll-free number for people to call me because sometimes it's just easier for people to remember. The number is HURT 318. That's 888 HURT, as in HURT, and then 318. Hoping that that's catchy and people can remember it. I don't know if it is or it isn't, but I actually have a call center where people, where I have operators standing by waiting for the call. And you know, the difference here is these folks have been trained by me to take the calls, and they know the right questions to ask. So what'll happen is somebody calls that number, they get their phone answered on 2 or 3 rings maximum, whether it's the middle of the night, first thing in the morning, or the middle of the day. And then I'm immediately forwarded the call and the email, and I look at it right away, and I get back to people right away.
Well, I appreciate that, Scott. You know, going up against big insurance companies is a little bit daunting sometimes. So a person like you, helping someone to recover your injuries or your losses from that insurance company is just an absolute necessity. You got to do it. You can't let them tell you that you haven't been injured when it benefits them. And I appreciate the information. I'm going to show your website here real quick too, so people can see it. It's dissalvolaw.com. There's Scott, and he's available for you, like he said, anytime you want to call. And how long have you been practicing law, Scott?
Oh boy, 18 years now.
Wow.
And
so you've
the
had a
whole
few of these
time
cases already.
Yeah, injury law the whole time I've been practicing. And you know, honestly, I guess I could go try and be a defense lawyer and get paid the big dollars guaranteed by the insurance companies, but that's just it's not where my heart lies. You know, I like to help the little guy. It's the David and Goliath deal. You know, anybody can go help the big, powerful, rich people, but you know, we need good people fighting to help the little guy who's sort of getting worked over by the moneyed interests, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. When you've got insurance company owned by people like Warren Buffett, you know that you're up against some pretty tough competition.
Yeah, he's got a buck or two.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate it, Scott. I'm sure everybody enjoyed this, and I'm sure that you've helped a lot of people. So you're doing what it is that you intend to do, which is giving people support and help and giving them information. That's what this is all about, and I thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem, man. I just want to say I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. And, you know, really, I'm seeing it more and more. These insurance companies are basically putting the hurt on the little guy because, you know, if it's not a serious big injury with hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical bills and a surgery, a lot of lawyers feel lukewarm about the case because you're not talking about the automatic slam dunk. Obviously, I like slam dunks too, but you know, I see it happen every day that insurance companies just discount somebody's injury if it's lower on that pain scale, even if it's permanent, because they know that if they get in front of a jury and pull some of the tricks that they pull, they can get a jury to believe that, you know, it's not a real injury. But I'm going to tell you, man, a permanent injury to the neck or back that nags you and bothers you and interrupts your sleep, and you know it's a life sentence, and the doctors have told you there's nothing they can do for you. To me, that's a big deal. And so when somebody comes in my office and says that's the problem that they're having and they need my help, I take it seriously and I'll do everything I can to help them.
Yeah, and I've worked with you before, so I know, Scott, that you're sincere about this, and I know that you're willing to help people because I've seen what you've done already, and I think that there's a lot of reviews online about you and all your good work. In fact, I've talked to a few of those people, and I know that they've given you a big vote of confidence as far as what you do and how you can help them. So I hope other people take advantage of that.
Well, that makes 2 of us.
Well, thanks, Scott. I'm gonna let you get back to your work.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button. Or if you'd like to see more of my videos, click subscribe. Thanks again.
If you've been hurt, insurance treating you mean, call 888-HURT-318.